Coming up on Mountain News this morning, rescue crews work around the clock to rescue people from devastating flooding here in eastern Kentucky. And Governor Andy Beshear announces a relief fund to help people recover after losing so much.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Keaton Hall. Dakota Makers is off this morning, but we've got Cameron Aaron, so let's throw it over to him for a look at the weather.
Thanks, Keaton. It is another muggy and mild start to your Friday, and we continue this severe weather alert day coverage because of more possible flooding throughout the rest of today. Here is a live look over in Whitesburg this morning. Current temperature at 70 degrees. That visibility down to 3 miles as well, so possibly some patchy fog over portions of Letcher County this morning. Temperatures, like I said, mild in the lower 70s for most of us. 72 for Somerset, 71 in Manchester, 70 for Irvin, 71 also over in Monticello. Up on Pinpoint Doppler, a few showers this morning, especially near the Mountain Parkway over portions of Menifee, Estill, and Powell counties this morning. So be sure if you are heading out the door in Stanton down towards Frenchburg to pack the rain gear because you may need it as you head out the door. And speaking of rainfall, check out these unbelievable totals over the past 2 days. More than 7 inches in Jackson and Breathitt County, almost 6 inches in Dorton and Pike County. So just some unbelievable rainfall totals across the area. And we could add to these totals, unfortunately, today and into this weekend. I have that full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Keaton.
Incredible stuff. Thanks, Cameron. The historic flooding here in eastern Kentucky has left at least 8 people dead and devastated many communities. Perry and Breathitt counties are among those areas that have been severely impacted. WYMT's Alyssa Williams was in those counties to take a look at the damage.
You might call Lee Southwood one of the lucky ones.
It came up so fast on us, we didn't have anything to do.
While the Breathitt County man's home received minimal flooding, water surrounded his neighbors' homes and swept many from their foundations.
I feel sorry for them. It's going to be rough on them. Some people lost everything they got, you know.
Thursday afternoon, standing water submerged roadways like Highway 28 in Perry County and Highway 15 in Breathitt.
And it's beyond the scale of anything that I've ever been involved with in my 24 years with Fish and Wildlife.
The efforts of first responders hit differently for them. Many we spoke to have their own families they worry about. Are they okay? Is everybody out? And so it's devastating, to say the least. But as first responders, we've got to set that aside and keep moving forward. And there's a job to be done. With more rain in the forecast, do not go into the water. You don't know what's occurring in that water. You don't know the currents. You don't know if the roadway's still intact. Turn around. First responders encourage everyone to be aware of their surroundings and to stay in a safe place. Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
It's recommended that if you're searching for a loved one, need medical help, or anything of that nature, you should contact your local KSP post for assistance. Helicopters were circling around communities all day yesterday looking for people in need. We know crews from all over central and eastern Kentucky are helping with these calls for help. Governor Andy Beshear said yesterday people have been found on roofs and even clinging to trees in some areas, holding on for dear life. In Floyd County, the sheriff saying they rescued people from floating debris. Yesterday, Governor Andy Beshear had this to say about their heroic efforts as loved ones are still unaccounted for.
We are working every minute to reach as many people as we can. We have more aircraft coming in. Thank you to Tennessee and West Virginia for what they are sending. We have more boats coming in. Thank you to the National Guard for airlifting their Zodiac boats, for Fish and Wildlife bringing them in from all over the state.
Troops and helicopters from West Virginia are also responding. West Virginia Governor Jim Justice says 2 Black Hawks and 2 other aircraft, as well as 14 soldiers, have been deployed to help. In Buckhorn, families have been forced from their homes due to rising water levels at Squabble Creek, an offshoot of the Kentucky River. The Eversole family's home is in the middle of Squabble Creek, and she was afraid she had lost the guitar she uses to perform at a nursing home in Owsley County. She says the return of that guitar is all the blessing they need.
This guitar is probably the most valuable thing. It was in my room aside from my Bible, because there's only 10 of these in the world.
Buckhorn School was heavily damaged just weeks away from their August 11th start. The principal says the cleanup there will take some time. Kentucky State Police is working to respond to areas affected by flooding. Post 13 in Hazard and other KSP posts are receiving high volumes of calls. Troopers ask the community members only call 911 in the case of emergency. Police have provided guidance on who you can call if a loved one is missing. If you're in Breathitt, Perry, Knott, Letcher, or Leslie counties, call Post 13 in Hazard. If you're in Magoffin, Johnson, Martin, Floyd, or Pike, contact Post 9 Pikeville. If you're in Jackson, Owsley, or Lee counties, contact Post 7 Richmond. If you're in Wolfe or Morgan counties, contact Post 8 Moorhead at 606-784-4127. If you're in Harlan County, contact Post 10 Harlan. KSP urges individuals to report a missing loved one by sending an email to ksppub@ky.gov. Be sure to include your information and the information of the person you're looking for. The flooding has also impacted more than a dozen ARH hospitals. We're told facilities in Hazard, Whitesburg, and Floyd County are the most impacted. Holly Phillips, the CEO of ARH, says 2 clinics are completely underwater and other clinics have closed. Phillips says they still have not been able to get in contact with a number of their employees. Right now, they're setting up to collect donations at their Lexington office on Executive Drive. They need things like water, cleaning supplies, and non-perishable food items. And we're hearing from Congressman Hal Rogers, who represents these devastated areas. He says his district has a long history of flooding problems, and there have been many projects aimed at addressing it. But he says this type of flash flooding in the mountains is unpredictable. Right now, he says his staff is working with local leaders, coordinating the early phases of the response.
Well, my staff is on the ground and is working with county judges and other officials, local officials, to assess the damage, to rescue people, to get prepared for a disaster declaration application. And so we're all busy doing those things that we can. In the meantime, this huge flood continues to roll. And it's devastating to our communities.
He also says he'll work to get a federal disaster declaration approved, which will bring in FEMA. Attorney General Daniel Cameron has activated the price gouging hotline as well as the online reporting portal in response to the severe flooding in our region. When filing a price gouging complaint, Kentuckians are encouraged to report as many details as possible, including the name and address of the seller or retailer the item purchased, the price of the item after the emergency declaration, and the price of the item before the emergency declaration, if known. If seeking a refund, consumers should also keep receipts to show proof of purchase. Suspected price gouging can be reported to the Attorney General's office by calling the number on your screen or by visiting ag.ky.gov/price gouging. Governor Andy Beshear announced the Team Eastern Kentucky Relief Fund yesterday. The fund will support and assist with supply needs for those impacted by flooding in our region. Governor Beshear says if you want to help immediately, he requests that you pray for everyone impacted.
If you want to do something today, first you can pray. There's a lot of people that still need help, I believe, in prayer. And let me tell you, the number of families in Western Kentucky that said they appreciated everybody's prayers are incredible.
Governor Beshear says water, cleaning supplies, and donations are also greatly needed and appreciated. You can donate on the Eastern Kentucky Relief Fund website. The website's currently shown on your screen and can be found on WYMT.com. With so much devastation, many want to find a way to help those affected by the flooding. New Frontier, a clothing company in Moorhead, is partnering with Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky to raise money. They just released these t-shirts this afternoon. This Eastern Kentucky Strong shirt is available now on their website for $20, with the proceeds going to help communities hit hard. The owners say being an Eastern Kentucky proud business, they wanted to help immediately.
You know, those people are our friends, family members, and people that we know. So, you know, when something like that happens or something tragic, it's important to us to step up as a business and as a brand to help take care of them, even if it's in a small way.
For more information on how to order, you can find the link on our website. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. And just ahead, a famous pop singer cancels the remainder of his tour due to concerns about his mental health.
And showers continue as we close out this work week. I have that full forecast coming up.